I have sent the troops myself from USA to Europe so that the game wouldn't crash. And now I'm about to start a new war, a war against the Soviet Union. I'll be launching the attack from Hungary. Currently, Soviet Union has taken over Finland. Finland, without the help of Nazi Germany fighting the Soviets in this timeline, was unable to defend itself. And I'm just going to order my troops here. On attack on the Soviets. Yeah, we just figured the Europe is in danger of an attack from the Soviet Union. So we're gonna fight them now that they are a little disoriented. Obviously they took over for Finland and they decided they won't stop there. So that's that. The war is imminent. 2 million troops right there. Blitzing stance. Time to start a war. Okay. Declaring war. And we're going to install democracy in the Soviet Union. That's our objective. If they have a democratic government that's pro-capitalist, that's what we are, then we are certainly going to live in peace for many years. And so let the war start. After the first battles, we were easily able to break through. The French were able to break through too. And we are sending more and more troops all along the border. So we're going to definitely man the entire front. The Soviets are in disarray. Tank divisions all along the front line. It's 1942. Is the right time for the Barbarossa, but we'll call this just simply an operation unthinkable. And this is how probably it was called after the Second World War. The French, as you can see, have quite a few troops trained up themselves, and they're sending more. It looks like that's just enough. Our generals assume that the enemy is incapable of defending itself. We're suffering some supply issues, but hopefully that's fine. The French were stalled here a little bit, but we're pouring from the south, and our front has many gaps. If the lack of supply won't be the biggest issue, then we will surely win this with confidence. Many tank divisions, as you can see. The front line is manned by many tank divisions that we have. Actually, we can check it out. Let's see. As you can see, we have 76 armor brigades. So that's something like up to 4 divisions, up to 4 tank armor divisions. Now, probably the troops that conquered Finland descended from the north in this northwest region. That's why the French have been stalled so much more than we were. They started the Patriotic War, but they started it a little bit too late. I don't think that they can repeat the history here, especially now that we got them into more pockets. And the front is moving fast in our favor. The winter is far away, at least 6 months. There are still gaps within the front, but more and more troops are showing up. However, our tank spearheads can't be stopped. The only thing that could potentially happen is that we would run out of resources or spread too thin. And look at that, we stopped advancing. I've noticed that. However, we did not stop advancing in the north. The Moscow isn't that far away. After clearing this little pocket, we will have ourselves another army ready. Look at that, we have another pocket right there. So things are not looking grim. However, we just ran out of resources. Supplies, I mean. I see what happened here. Now we're incapable of attacking because we don't have the supplies. So we are going to withdraw. It looks like we can only attack from French positions. We cannot attack from our own. And it looks like that's exactly what we'll have to do. We're going to retreat. All of us. And we're going to retreat to the Polish border. In this retreat, obviously we're gonna lose many divisions, but it's fine because we would lose everything, absolutely everything, if we won't fight within an area where we actually receive supply. And it looks like we are going to make it. Our losses are not very sky high. When we retreat, we'll have to just wait it out. In the meantime, the French are still pushing north, but it is just unclear how well they all are going to do without our help. As you can see, some of our corpses have been surrounded here and will be definitely, undoubtedly defeated. Our speed is always on foot. Because all of my divisions have infantry. We lost approximately 1 army in this incredibly massive retreat, and we may lose another army. It's unclear. However, most of the troops do look like they managed to retreat. So we're gonna retreat onto the French territory, and from the French territory we are going to launch attacks. It's just important for all the divisions to retreat properly. I'm not sure if we can do this from a Polish perspective, because I suspect that they won't have enough supplies. But who knows, maybe they would. If they wouldn't, we would be forced to retreat once again. In the north, the French here are capable of fighting, but I'm afraid that they would be pushed down. If the Soviets would move more and more forces from the south up north. As you can see, at the same time the French are pouring more and more into the north, so they're having a good good battles going on there, a good thing going. And the most important thing for us was a good retreat, and it was a good retreat. We didn't lose half of our army in this retreat, maybe a couple of percent, and we'll soon be launching another offensive. So, as you can see, without our help, the French were incapable of passing through Leningrad and so on. At the same time, the Soviets are soon to have winter for themselves, and they managed to pour a lot of troops here. Now I'm issuing another order, this time to attack the Soviet Union again from the Polish side, a side that will supply us, hopefully. It's unclear if the Polish have enough supplies, but hopefully they do. They're definitely at war against the Soviet Union, so they will supply our troops fighting the Soviets. And so, let's see. Received supplies 0, but there are some lands that actually have supply in them, so it's fine. The Soviets did have the time to breathe there and prepare. That's a game-breaking thing, unfortunately for us. We'll see if we are pushing from the... No, it looks like I still have to wait a little bit. Just not enough land has been taken by the Soviets. As you can see, we were very successfully attacking again from our Hungarian positions, and that gave Soviet land to us instead of to Poland. And so on our land we just won't muster enough supply, so we will have to retreat here. We'll let them in here, it's fine. Now let's all retreat like nothing happened. and the Soviets can go into Hungary. If we could attack from these French positions, it would be best, because the French have supplied us perfectly, and in here it looks like the Soviets are very capably able to defend against this attack. Furthermore, I'm going to protect this neck, so to speak, that the French are using to gain their reinforcements. I would like the Soviets to push up to these French territories here, so that we can have this big French frontier. It looks like we lost another batch of divisions there. At the same time, as you can see, the Soviets are not only defending against the French, they're able to strike them. I do wonder now, if they descend on the south, could they just defeat Poland? That would be very useful for me, because then I would only be focusing on the French territory. As you can see, the French are pouring more and more troops in. However, obviously the most important things are going down here. I'm gonna spread this line thin. And we'll protect this passage, so that all those French troops wouldn't end up being surrounded. Some of these divisions just didn't move. I need to move them now. It's good, they're finally in Hungarian territory. They'll be attacking Poland. At the same time, we'll be waiting for them on this territory right there, that is in control by the French. One of the most important things is for everybody to retreat effectively. It looks like French are pouring more troops down, and by doing that they're just stalling everything. It looks like the Soviets were capable of defending themselves there. I'm going to wait a little bit longer before I actually start my offensive. The supply situation is quite good here. The Soviets are occupying these lands there in the south, which is good. This is what they should do. They should take the land that they have currently occupied. Okay. In the meantime, we'll just retreat a little bit more north. And that's it. We saved our army from a total annihilation in the depths of Soviet Union. Now, if Poland would fall, which they wouldn't do, we would have ourselves a good chance. Now what's happening here is that the French are pouring troops from the north south to avoid encirclement, and this is simply not letting them to fight effectively, and they're just pretty much what they're doing, they're retreating, so to speak. When the Hungarian territory is taken out, then I'll be launching an attack. And the Soviets are very effectively taking out all those Hungarian territories. There's almost no resistance. The French, they are holding the Soviets, but I don't think that the French would be able to win, because the Soviets are spread pretty thin and wide. And I'm just retreating more and more. Wow, they're retreating. The French are retreating. And they don't have much. Obviously they couldn't break through in northern parts. So from a massive advance, now we are being overrun. And it's fine. It's definitely not bad. There are few areas where we still hold, and we finally don't have any territory here, so we are issuing an order to attack once more. And so let's do this. Now we are counterattacking them. As you can see, we're going to spread through entire front line. Many okay,